You guys love the first season of our Texas Declutter so much that you requested a second season. So I'm now back at my parents' home to do a second pass at decluttering the spaces from the previous series, to finish any mistakes we may have previously made, and to declutter and organize more spaces throughout their house. This is going to be a very realistic series of what you can accomplish as you continue through your declutter journey. Stay tuned. If you want to follow along with even more of the TSD journey, if you want to stay up to date with our new international move, you can follow along on the new second channel that is launching tomorrow, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted tomorrow whenever the first video goes live. When you guys saw what was once the depression room but now the craft room for season 2, there are still some boxes of things that we need to declutter. She even said off camera, you know, we can move those out of the way and just pretend they're gone, but I said, no. We're gonna get them once and for all. We're gonna start in the craft room by decluttering all those piles of things that you don't wanna declutter because it's really hard. So you procrastinate and procrastinate until season 2 of the Texas Declutter. That's today. I'm not quite sure what all is left, so we're gonna examine it, and we just might get into the closet in the guest room as well. These were just a lot of empty boxes in the corner that she wasn't sure that we're gonna use. We're trying to clear this area right now. We're doing the small space shuffle, and we're going to move this guy back in the corner so we can still push the pup back, but have more space for us to work. Hi. Okay, so this tree is in the go pile?
I wasn't sure. I like it, but it's not a have to. I mean,
Let's just move it temporarily to the go pile. Okay, and these boxes are just empty, right?
Those are empty.
Okay, so we'll
I
take
thought
them.
box might go in the seashell room better.
Okay.
It's empty, so.
Where are we gonna put that, in the seashell room? We have no space for that in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I thought it might be a good thing for this stuff. Because I was thinking I need a basket or something for my project.
Oh, that's good.
And then,
Oh yeah, okay. This is my suitcase, so we'll just put it there for now. I'll move the bike over here, and we should also say Jackson's not here for this series to help us with the muzzle or the painting, so there's no painting.
Thank you, Jackson, for the painting.
I'm gonna just put this stuff in the floor so we can start looking at it. For the things in this basket, we're going through them and pulling out any of the usable stationery items. These are things that maybe could be used in a classroom, or she could donate to the Boys and Girls Home, or even take to her work so that her students could use them. So I'm gonna put them all in a bag, and we'll just move these out to her car at the end of the day so that she can start taking these where they need to go. And some of these things are actually from when I was a kid. I remember buying these papers when I was younger, so they've just been in here for a long time. The extra organizers in the basket we're also going to put aside so that we can shop our own closet later if we need to. And it's empty.
And that's just for.
Wow. Okay, so we have this basket of stuff that came from the shelves over here, if you remember. Well, this room used to be an office, and it was my dad's office, and it collected a lot of stuff. He's since moved to another office, and all the stuff is still here. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of take this to the living room and ask him to go through it, because it's not our stuff to go through, and you have to remember that on declutters, that if it's not your stuff, you gotta send it to the sign, even if you want to get rid of it. What she did was consolidate it down into a shoebox so that it's much more manageable, and you feel like, oh, I could do this in one setting, rather than this that's like, oh, I'm gonna put that off and do it another day. So, okay, look. Oh, it already looks better. This is all the stuff that you don't want to do.
Hard.
I know.
I don't know if I'm.
So we're gonna do the jewelry now. She's very resistant to go through the jewelry, and that's actually what happened on the first declutter. I think if you watch the whole series, you picked up on this, but if not, there was a lot of trauma related to this room, and that's why on this channel I constantly repeat the fact that I don't tolerate judgmental comments, because this is not a space for that. This is a space to like encourage and motivate, inspire people to, you know, clean up and declutter their homes. You never know what somebody's going through whenever you look at their house, and if there's a big pile of stuff in a room like this, there is something going on in their life under the surface that's creating all of this chaos in their house. I touched on this, and I think it's okay to say on this channel, but my mom, right before COVID, all 3 of my grandparents passed away, and my cousin, who's younger than me, passed away very suddenly. That was really hard. All that to say, we hold a lot of emotion in our space. When you go through this stuff, it's very therapeutic, and you don't realize until you get to those things that you have so much emotion in them. So for my mom, that space is her jewelry. She didn't want me to touch it at all in the last declutter because it was so emotional for her. So we're gonna do our best to go through some of it today. Just do our first pass of her jewelry, and then later she can go through a second and a third time. But even if she just gets it organized, that is a step in the right direction, and that's what we want. So I'm gonna start laying it out so it's easier for her to kind of sort through more quickly. Supervisor is really getting up close and personal. He's never done that before. What are you doing, buddy?
It smells me, I guess.
Oh, what? Be careful. What are you doing? You've cleared the path, but
Come on.
schnauzers do as schnauzers do. There you go.
Yay.
Oh, yes. You
Good
found
job.
the space. He's like, that's not my mom. Is that my mom? In going through this, I wanted to mention that in the Miami Declutter, she told me that Goodwill made a recent announcement, and they said, if you wouldn't give it to your mother-in-law, don't give it to us. I thought that was a really good rule of thumb for stuff that you're donating, and unfortunately, sometimes you are gonna have to trash stuff, but then hopefully you remember that the next time you're buying stuff, you think, where is this gonna go when it's at the end of its lifeline? You keep doing what you're doing, and I'm going to kind of organize some of this stuff. Okay, here's a trash pile.
Okay.
Oh, you probably wanted these earrings, right?
You can wear that one.
Oh, your Easter earrings.
It's not rusted,
Well, not rusted, but it's...
it can go. That I would give that to my mother-in-law if I had one. Broken.
But you're not... Okay, your
Yeah.
mother-in-law does not want
But all these can go. Look,
this
and
is broken. You wouldn't give
yeah,
this to your
no, that
mother-in-law.
But all these, I've gone through all this stuff, and all this can go. All this is
okay.
go.
This, hold on. Some of this stuff has to be trashed. No, Mom, this stuff is not
That can
good.
be trash. That one.
This can be trash. Well, hi, buddy. I'm not your mom. You think I'm your mom? I'm not. Oh, hi. Hi. Yeah, you have a stinky breath. You have, oh, you have very stinky breath. Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. Another fun fact. I have loved dogs my whole life, but I found out in Korea that I'm actually allergic to dogs. So I try not to touch them very often, and I definitely don't touch my eyes after them, and I do not let them lick me. You are acting so strange. What is it? What is it? Are you telling me you don't want me to make her work so hard? Okay. Well, that spilled everywhere. Okay. What are you doing? Oh God. Okay. Let's go out. Woo, flying doggy. I'm gonna go through and take out anything that is trash that I would not give to my mother-in-law. Woohoo! I got through all of it, and now this thing is in gross condition, so goodbye. You've had this since I was in
That was long.
This is a really cute idea for like a teacher's class. It's just a noodle arms, noodle thing, and then a little ball, like a wooden ball that they can paint, and then rice for hair. How crafty is that? That's fun. And you can say keep or go, okay?
No, I can't.
What about this one?
Oh, I can finally go. That was something.
Keep or go.
But it tarnished.
What about these?
I never see horny tail, and I did see a horny tail.
Wait,
It's
like a horse.
Yeah.
What about this pin in a circle?
No, I think that was Nana's.
Oh, what about
Some of
that?
these,
Oh, you've had those forever.
I've had that since high school. I think from the 70s, baby.
I definitely remember that from my growing up. Okay, this one.
What is that one?
Well, I actually might wear that.
Really? You surprised me. I never know what you're...
Like to keep you on the
See,
edge of your
gift it
seat.
to me.
Ooh, that looks kind of fun together. Isn't that pretty?
This is tedious stuff.
It is very tedious,
That's why
but
I
it's
wanted it.
important.
That's why I waited till
Here we
she came
go.
home to do it.
My mom used to dress up her dog to go to the nursing home to see my Nana, and this was when he was super Dirk in his younger years. He would go and see all of the people in the nursing home. My mom has a whole set of these, and she has been searching for this one earring, and look what I just found, number 2. She's been searching for these for years. Congratulations. Your hard work has earned you a set of earrings. And he just does not want to be away. Oh. So this is our progress. Dirk was here and he tipped this over, so that is his doing. He's trying to help. We unfortunately have a trash pile because, you know, some jewelry tarnishes. We have a donate pile. We have keep. Got a lot of itty bitty things, and I'm kind of tired of itty bitty things at the moment. So I want to make some progress with something bigger. And this is very heavy, so we're gonna speed clean it because I don't need to do an arm workout all the time. Oh yeah, I remember these necklaces. Do you guys remember these? This one was my Nana's with everybody's birthday. This was me.
Something children, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think this was from you.
It can go, please.
Oh, would you have given that to your mother-in-law? This is a really precious little thing.
Yeah, you don't need precious and little. Those are 2 words we're not going for in this declutter. That should be, if you are 30 and above and use the phrase precious and little, it should be decluttered. New rule. So
I don't think
very
that's
90s.
Can you see any marks on that? I don't.
Oh, that's cool.
That is.
So you know what the crystal lover is going to represent for this one. You got to do it the YouTube way, and you got to put your hand so that it focuses. There you go.
Like that?
What kind of crystal is that?
I think I can let that go.
What is this
These
one?
are navy, kind of blue little tiny beads, and I can't remember the name of those.
Very Texas in the 90s. No, it's more like this. This is very Texas in the 90s. No, that's not the right accent.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Is that pretty good?
That was pretty good. Give me that.
This is something that you would wear on date night in the 90s. I can keep this or what? I've probably been holding this up for 5 minutes. This is the last one. I'll let you do the honor.
This is moonstone.
Oh, I feel better.
I like moonstone.
But what about these?
How did I get that on there?
Do you want to keep them or no?
I really like them,
Okay.
but
It can be your relic from the 90s of things you should not do ever again. So these
It's
you want to
kinda cool.
keep from the 90s?
yes, they're just.
My Nana wore everything before it was cool. These
that
rings
one.
are coming back in style, especially because like 90s is back, but this
And
was
yes,
definitely
we do
hers.
have-
She was the first person to ever wear a pink cowboy hat in San Angelo. She was the first person to wear silver shoes or gold shoes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and see, she was ahead of her time with the rings. Look at these. This was one of her rings. There's her hat that she would always
Can't
wear. These are so popular, this style of ring now.
Felt
Pink
pink
everything,
hat.
that was her. We're making progress. Look at this dog. My mom just put this in the donation bin without even going through it. That's the point that we're at. No, we're not, because if you looked at it, you would see that these are all tarnished. Look, finished. Finished. Okay, we're gonna wrap up the jewelry now. Took a little break and we're back. And I think the plan, we've been talking about this, well, I'll move my suitcase out of here, but this chair, minus the dog pad, is gonna go back into guest room in just a minute. And we're gonna put it in the corner after we get everything out of here, but that way it's just like easily movable, but she can still sit down and talk on the phone in here. So we still have this box to go through, and we need to kind of clean up and organize what we're doing in here. This is our bag of stuff that is tarnished. This is what she's keeping. Some she's already put in her jewelry box, and this is all that we are donating that's still in good shape. It's something that we would give to my mother-in-law. I feel like we did pretty good. And this also is going out. We cleaned out this whole thing. This is empty. I got some cool pieces. How fun are these? Pretty. Okay, here are all of our things that are in good condition that we can take to the thrift store. Stuff that you're sewing. So I'm gonna move it over here for now. I'll let you look at all these papers. It's mostly paper, so it's something that's difficult for me to help with. I'm gonna work on this box, sorting the DVDs from the CDs and trying to put those out of the way. I did ask my dad about all of these CDs, and he said most of the DVDs in this box can go, but some of the CDs he can't listen to even on Spotify. I'm gonna put them back here, probably double stack, and then they'll just be out of the way, but as he gets to converting those files, you know, he can get rid of them later. But right now we don't wanna get rid of something that he's gonna wanna keep. None of the books are going to be decluttered in this room just because they've already curated their library, things they want to keep. Wedding planner, that was a good one from the 90s. Oh, my favorite movie of all time, Apollo 13. I cry every time. It's such a good movie.
We watched that this year during COVID, I think.
Such a good movie. Oh, Princess Diaries. I liked that one. It's
fun.
Still a fun one. The CDs will be out of the way. They'll be fine over here until Dad wants to go through them. Oh, Jackson Brown. I think by the time this video goes out, I will have seen him again for the third time. These are my CDs. These are from my car. Best Christmas album of all time. Play Hootie and the Blowfish, Cracked Rearview Mirror. These are going to donation. Okay, this is going to. Look at this little corner of space now, and this space is free. We're making progress in that other room. It really is nice whenever you have somebody to go through your stuff with you, even if they're not doing the work. I'm just kind of watching some stuff, but you can really help, like whenever they get stuck, you can just help guide them, and you feel motivated whenever you're with a friend. So anyways, what I want to do now is go through the declutter over here. This is not a functional closet. This is not how I want to leave this space for them. Like, I want it to be somewhere they can actively like get in and out of with ease. That's not what we got going on here. So we're gonna work on this. I'm gonna start pulling this out and put it in front of the room. Oh gosh. This is mine. I am going to let this go. I'm gonna move these books back to that bookshelf so they're all in one location. We're gonna kind of keep shuffling things around, which is really going to empty out this room. Yeah, anyways, small space shuffle. We did declutter them, and she was like, I'm good, I want to keep all of those. but now she just voluntarily said, you know, maybe I can declutter more of those. So I feel like that's what happens whenever you do the first round of decluttering. And then when you get to it the second time, you're like, declutter muscles have been flexed, you're working them, and you feel like, you know, I don't need those things. But you just have to be patient with yourself and do it multiple times. Decluttering is not done in one go. It takes multiple times to go through your house. This is what she was able to declutter from her books, and I told her just to kind of throw them back in there for now. You have an empty closet. So she still is going back to her nursing career, so she needs to keep all these materials for now, but you can tell it's so much better. These are Legos, so I need to get the Legos out, and I'm not sure what this is. I feel like this might be more nursing papers, and this isn't bad, so we can set this, and the Legos are going out. So we're able to make this closet a lot emptier. I like that there's more floor space down here for them, and you know, miscellaneous things like fans and stuff that you need somewhere to store during the off season, like here. They can move them in here, but they can reshuffle this, but I feel like this is more manageable, and hopefully it'll stay closer to this. And I just realized that I can, now that there's space in this empty closet, I can store my suitcase in here, which will be really helpful. And I can store this, and I can store this. Oh, more quilting. Okay, perfect. Oh, okay. Can I just say, one thing that makes me really happy with this series, it's really cool to be able to come back and just to do this for a second time and get to make change. And we're all like on the edge of our seat seeing what the progress is that we make by the end of this. And I'm really curious, like as we get into more, like to see what she's willing to let go of that she wasn't the first time. The jewelry was really the first like of that I got to see, and that's so much progress from the last time. Really like that, like we got that room decluttered in there, we got under the bed decluttered, and I'm trying to like move it all into this room. One, it's just easier for me to film like than going back and forth, and it just kind of keeps all of our stuff in one area rather than spreading it apart, because I am staying in there, and at the end of the night it does so much for me to like just be in a calm space. So I think I'm going to reshuffle this stuff around and get the like layout that we're thinking of pretty set in here, just so that like she can start visualizing it too. It helps to make you feel like you're making progress even when you got a whole lot of stuff in the middle of the room. These in the corner, but it's like the best spot right now, so we'll just do it. Okay, wide angle to show you the disaster. Now we're gonna move this back. I am gonna fix that later. Yes. Okay, so what I'm thinking right now is that we want to finish this declutter today because it's really going to change how we progress throughout the entire series. And if we can just get through this last declutter of the piles that I moved into the craft room, as painful as it may be, it's gonna feel so good tomorrow when we come back for the next episode. We come back and we get to actually organize the craft room and make it the beautiful craft room that we always hoped the depression room would be in season 1, we're gonna do that tomorrow. I'm really excited to finally organize this. So as long as we get all the piles done, it's gonna be easy for tomorrow. Papers, I can't help go through. So if we have to just end with one box of papers, and at night when my mom's not working on my alteration projects for me, because I brought so many, she can go through the papers too. But she can do that later. We're gonna do a power hour. Actually, she doesn't do power hours. If you remember the first season, she prefers 3 power 20s. But I don't know, how do you feel today? That was the first season. How do you feel in the second season? Think you can do a power hour?
Ready to be done with this.
Yeah, that's the point I like to get them at, where they're just done with it and go. Before we start, I should probably show you this very embarrassing picture of me in the 5th grade. This was
embarrassing.
Well, it was for the 5th grade. If you guys didn't know, I played volleyball for 7 years. The truth about going through papers is that there's no right or wrong way to do it, and there's no easy way to get through all of these. You just have to start going through them. It is a painful, tedious process, but the only way you're going to get to the other side of these papers is to go through each one of them and sort them. Everybody's gonna have a different system that works for you. What we're doing right now is my mom's sorting things that she needs to shred, things that are just trashed, things that are maybe medical documents that she needs to hold on to for later. I can't go through those papers for her, but I can help facilitate the process a little bit. So I'm sorting through these baskets, trying to pull out anything that I can identify as trash, like magazines or newspaper clippings that she no longer needs, and then kind of make the basket a little bit smaller so that it's more manageable for her to go through. If you are struggling with a lot of papers, just know that you just have to kind of suck it up and go through them. I promise you, if you get to the other side, you are going to feel so good, but it's going to be painful in the moment. I don't want to shock you, but
More papers.
we're almost to the bottom of this basket, so let's finish it. Donation. We're done.
Well,
Yeah.
pretty much.
No, we're done. I just gotta clean up, and now we're done. This is home decor stuff that we might use. So I'm gonna put it over here,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back later.
And do an hour, that is-
Here are manual. Oh, here are some. Okay, we did it. So we have a box of stuff we're gonna take to the shredder. Okay, and then one more box that she's collected since I've been gone. 2 more boxes. This is for my dad. Unfortunately, he just has a box of stuff. He didn't declutter from the first round, but my mom is just putting it away for him to do later. But we're gonna get out of here. This is all trash. And then these are, is this all of the papers, or are there still some more in the closet? In your back closet?
I think I did those.
We are mostly sure that this is the only box of papers left. And if you guys saw the original box of papers,
I
white,
think there was like 6 boxes.
We have it down to here. What we're gonna do is put it by the sofa, and if she's watching TV or something while I'm here, she can go through all of these. But at least it's one box, and that's almost like encouraging in itself, because you're like, I want to get the last box done.
Oh, that's the way I got
it's finally done.
And I was watching TV and I would do.
Episode number 2 of the series is finished. I feel good about all the stuff that we decluttered. It's really going to help just make this process easier tomorrow. Tomorrow we're coming back to transform the craft room and get into this closet. We didn't get to decluttering this closet. Overall, it feels so much easier than the first round of decluttering, and it's so much lighter being in this room while you're decluttering because there's less stuff in it. The walls are brighter.
We have a light in here.
We have a light. It makes such a difference. This is more stuff that she has been decluttering since I left. These are all of the donations that we have that we've cleaned out today. Still adding more. We also have this for donations. And my mom kind of has a station over here of stuff that she's going through. Over here, this is all of the empty stuff we have been collecting. This fell on me in the closet today and is now broken. So we have one casualty today, but we've gotten a lot done. This room is feeling so much better. This is the end today. We still have home DIY stuff for later. We have the paint that's over there. This is all of her like sewing stuff right now for projects, so we're gonna work with that more tomorrow. We have 2 boxes of quilting stuff. This is extra decor. We'll see if we'll use her jewelry she still needs to put away, my tripods, and then again this will go into like, my dad's stuff tomorrow, and then this is the last box of papers. But the living room's a little messy right now, so we don't want to make it more messy until we get the donation stuff out. And we have a box of shredding. Say bye, Dirk.
Thank you, April.